a smaller filter for smaller ponds, a new line from my pump to my filters, and did the Cloverleaf do its job? Hi guys, I just wanted to show you my waterfall. Now if you look at this video I'm about to show you of what my waterfall used to be like, and then take a look at this one, it's unbelievable, and I'll tell you what I've done. Now as most of you know, I run a Blagdon Force Hybrid 16,000. Well, I got a burst in the pipe yesterday, so I took the lot off and I've replaced it, and I've put 1.5 inches on, so I've gone from 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches pipe. That's straight all the way from the pump into the filter. This is the result of it. One heck of a flow. There's about twice as much water coming through, but that, to be honest, is far too much to bang through a filter. It would be travelling far too fast. So what I've had to do is what I'll show you now, which is there, and I've brought the Y connection back in, so that the 1.5 inches from the pump comes in on the main side, on this side, comes in around here. That's the main in from the pump, the 1.5 inches. I've got 1.5 inches going back out to my filter. As you can actually see, I've got a little leak there I've got to fix, but the other side I've got 1.25 inches, and I've taken that out to the waterfall. Now actually this works really well, because I can actually control the flow now through my filters. So as I said, that was far too much flow, so now I can open and close that valve, what goes straight back to the waterfall as I want really. I can control the actual amount of water going through my filters, which is quite good. It's a good thing in a way. But as I say, the flow through the 1.5 inch pipe now is way too quick for a filter. So as I say, I've slowed it down with the T-piece and sent some of it, not all, I mean there's a quarter of it probably going back to the waterfall, 3/4 are going through the filters. But I can actually regulate the flow through my filters now. So I'm quite pleased about that. Well guys, 2 weeks down the line and still no sign of algae. I never did give it that second dose. I'm not quite sure what you can see, the sun is on the pond. It's absolute heaven with no algae to clean out. Somebody said to me, why do I want to get rid of my algae? Well, if algae grew to 1/2 inch long and stopped, we'd all be trying to grow it. Unfortunately, it can grow to about 3 foot long and take your pond over and make life hard work. As you can see, I have slowed the flow on my waterfall. I'm not a big fan of crashing water. I do love the sound of running water, but I don't like to hear it crashing. I don't think it's peaceful if it's crashing. Flowing nicely gives you that relaxing feeling. No sign of algae at the moment, and this is 2 weeks down the line. There's a little bit of dust in there I've had to hoover out, but that was no big deal. Okay guys, this is now 3 weeks down the line after the clover treatment. It's a real miserable, dull, cloudy day here at the moment, so I'm not quite sure what you can see, but there's no sign of algae at all. This is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's a little bit on the cloudy side because I've just hoovered out some shells from the sweet corn that I feed them. I do feed these sweet corn twice a week, it's their little treat. Certainly no more. There are a lot of people, I should probably get ridiculed for that, because there are a lot of people say you shouldn't give them sweet corn. My fish absolutely go mad for sweet corn, they love it. And I give them the tin stuff. straight from the tin, and they go absolutely mental for it. That's their little treat. They get it about twice a week, and they're like piranhas when I throw that in. And I don't keep my fish hungry, my fish aren't hungry. I feed them what they want, but they absolutely love tin sweet corn. It does leave 1 or 2 shells in the pond, which a lot of the big koi keepers do moan about, but to be quite honest, I don't mind that. 2 minutes with a pond vac and they're gone. But as I say, that's 3 weeks down the line and still no sign of algae, so I am really impressed with this Cloverleaf. Excellent stuff, and totally recommend it. It's just a bit of a shock when you put it in your pond. Oh, there were no side effects. The fish are fine, the filter's fine, the plants are fine. Yeah, I totally recommend it. Well guys, I have the start of the base. Just got a little bit more strengthening up and joining up. I've just made the stools. But that's the start of this mini filter. Well, as you can see, that's my base done and finished. I have actually put a 4-inch drop between tubs. On to the next bit. Start piping it up now. Great stuff. I've now got the 4 bulkheads fitted. The base is completely finished now. I've got the 4 bulkheads fitted, ready to be connected up. So I shall make that my next move. Right guys, it's absolutely pouring it down here, but I managed to get the 3 small drums washed out. I'll give them a good 2 washing outs with my pressure washer, and also the lids. I've done the lids as well. So now we can get to work on them and start fitting all the parts. Well, there you go, that's the next step completed. The connecting pipes are in and fixed. So I'm going to do the inside of the tubs now, where the filter cages go. I'm not going to do the outlet yet because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to want this, so I shall be leaving that for the moment. Okay, I'm having to work inside because of the rain, but that's them all solvent welded together. They're all in place, the insides are all done. It's just the drainage I've got to sort out now. Not quite sure what I'm going to do on that yet, so I'll go figure that out and then be back. Well guys, as you can see, I'm trying to do a flow test. The wind at the moment, as usual, is horrendous, so I might not get a lot of video of this, but I am doing flow tests on the new minor filter at the moment. So we're going to see how that flows and goes. I have the pump set in the last barrel, piped to the first tub, circulating the water. I have a 2,000 litre an hour pump that's easily taking the flow. So all is going well at the moment. I've got no leaks, everything seems to be sealed okay. So what I'm going to do now is fit the bottom drains, and then we shall get some media in it and get it in situ for its test. Okay guys, the flow test went really well, and now as you can see I've started to fit the bottom drains. The 3 taps are on, the bulkheads are in, the taps are on. Now all I've got to do is to connect them all up. I have put the actual out pipe about midway, just above midway, just under that ridge. Fortunately you've got to try to avoid these ridges. You've got to fit to a flat surface, so that's where it had to go. But that's not a problem, that's about right. Right, all the taps are in. I've just got to connect them all up now, and we should be well on the way to completion. Soon start putting the media in. There we go, that's the drainage in. What I'm going to do now is put it by my pond and run it on my pond for a week, just to make sure everything works fine. Well, there it is, all up and running. Now we'll see how it goes, but it's performing well at the moment. Everything's flowing well, the media's all in, and it's filtering water and returning it back to the pond. Now I have used 1.5 inch waste pipes on this filter. I should say that you can reduce them and make them even smaller if you wish. I've used 1.5 inch for the simple reason I had a lot of the parts, but you can fit whatever sort of waste system that you do want on your filters. And also with these tubs you get some nice little lids with them. And you've also got them bands that go around the top, which will help hold the lids on. I've got K1 in tub 1, K1 in tub 2, and I've had to put a mixture of K1 and micro in tub 3 as I hadn't got enough micro. So I've done a bit of a mix of the both, but I've just got to get the airline on that. It's all done and finished. The trial is underway, and as always I will keep you guys up to date. Now you can see them. That's the fry in the biggest tank. They're getting quite a size now. There's quite a few in there. I would say there's about 100 all told in that tank. Some nice yellow ones there. Quite big ones. They're the tobies that were the tobies. They've become nice little fish. And as you can see, the old filter system, the Mark 1, did come in handy. I've used 2 tubs off that. Give it a good wash out with my pressure washer, and it's made a couple of lovely tubs for the fry. Well, there it is. It's now been running 2 weeks on my pond and seems to be really working well. I haven't actually got an air stone on the last tub because it's a long way to run electric outside. I've just left that moving bed just turning over. Like I say, this will be ideal for smaller ponds. I would say you're looking around the 1,000–1,500 gallon mark for this filter system. Well, from a right miserable cloudy day here in South Lincolnshire, I'd just like to say thanks for watching and happy ponding.